This is my first AAA review since Arkham Origins? Has it really been 5 months? Let's get started. You take on the role of Garrett, a master thief tasked with various missions in order to obtain a set of coveted items. Combat is virtually non-existent, so you're left to use wit and cunning to trick, eliminate, or bypass your foes. I enjoy color and vibrance as much as the next guy, but I personally love a dark atmosphere, especially one done well. This is where Thief excels. Set in a gothic Victorian era, the color palette is minimal, but the level of detail is impressive. The environment itself provides the best character performance of all, a testament not only to the intimacy felt with the city, but also how horrifically written the rest of the cast is. Well, it's all downhill from here, ladies and gentlemen. Right from the start, the narrative of Thief is jam-packed with flaws. We're introduced to a fellow thief who Garrett doesn't quite get along with. The context and background on the relationship implies that they were once close, but it's still so minimal that the immediate quarreling between the two almost makes the game feel like a sequel, which I thought the game was. I thought I was going into Thief 4, but apparently that project was scrapped after years of work, and so we received a reboot in its place. That makes this whole character dynamic that much more unacceptable. We have no clue who these two characters are, so why should we care if they're fighting 5 minutes into the game? We're nowhere near emotionally invested enough to be moved or even entertained by this. Poor character design aside, the entire setup of the narrative of the rest of the game is the most disgustingly obvious form of contrivance that I've ever seen. For a spoiler-free example, this girl dies because she was fighting with Garrett over what they call the Claw. They make a huge deal over this device so early on that it becomes very clear that the Claw exists so that Thief can have a story. It's phenomenally disappointing. Not even to mention the laughable writing.
Give me a locked door, I'll show you an open one.
The apathetic use of the dark fantasy trope, wherein the character gets knocked out of commission for X amount of time and then is revived in a completely new environment with new mysterious abilities, will induce the most dramatic of eye rolls.
I feel like I can think and act faster than normal when I concentrate. What happened to me?
As I said earlier, the city succeeds in atmosphere. This unfortunately is not the case in practicality. The city doesn't even feel designed for a game. Traversal is claustrophobically linear. Pulling off sneaks or bypasses lacks satisfaction and simply feels like an assignment. Gameplay begins to improve once you're introduced to the new arrow types and the skill points, but you'll get over that quickly once you discover that your claw only serves for use in silent takedowns. There's no hand-to-hand combat or melee attack, but that's okay, because you're given a dodge mechanic. Oh, you're gonna throw me a bunch of dudes with swords and just let me know how to dodge? Nope, I'm out. Peace. Once you're caught, you're pretty much boned. If you're lucky, the area will allow you to run, but this takes a monumental amount of fun out of the game. Instead of motivating you to retry and do better, it simply frustrates. Thief is a fantastic example of a developer either choosing or being forced to comply with a publisher in order to appeal to a larger demographic in an attempt to please everyone and make more money. Instead of refining and expanding a cult classic IP, Eidos Montreal played it safe and watered down an engaging concept to broaden the target audience. To those of us who appreciate the art of video games over the business, this is nothing short of unacceptable. For a beautiful rendition of a gothic Victorian setting, failing to establish engaging characters or even the context between characters, the most contrived story I've ever experienced in my life, the absence of mechanics necessary to maintain the momentum of gameplay, and level design that lacks any choice or creativity in approach, Thief gets a disappointing 3 out of 10. If you've absolutely been itching for a stealth fix, rent it. Otherwise, avoid at all costs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Tyrant, Trey Quintero with Rumble Pack Gaming. If you like this video, definitely give us a thumbs up down there. Subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook, follow on Twitter and Tumblr. Check out rumblepackgaming.com. Share with your friends. That helps us out a lot. The more views, the better. And as always, thank you for watching.
Cock rings and stuff, do you? It's a ring for, you know, gentleman's finger. No. Now, some people have stuff like that. Well, the rich, anyhow. Didn't you know? Helps with getting it up or something. My brother, Daniel, knew a blossom. She said if you were in a pinch, you could use pig gut, tied in a knot.
I'm here with my hands on this dead man's arse. And you're telling me about your brother tying his dong in a knot?
No, the pig guts, not the...